Hey, I had a few minutes before the EQ starts. I thought I'd talk about my thoughts on the current state of this game. A lot of people have experienced or expressed kind of dissatisfaction with the way the game's been run. One of the reasons I quit, and one of the main reasons why people are kind of upset with the lack of improvement with the way the game works, was because there's too much irrelevant content in this game. They introduce new modes that are actually pretty interesting, but they don't provide enough incentives to keep people playing them, and due to the power creep, a lot of that stuff has been rendered obsolete. Like, you look at the amount of stuff that you can do here, like time attacks. You can argue, outside of the competitive element, most of these are pretty much irrelevant. The only ones worth doing are Harkatan to get the client orders or your tacos done fast. And I think you get some of the effort ring stuff from here. I was not playing at the time of the game, at the time when they added that to the game. But basically no one does these other ones anymore, because these are faster. Now you have advanced quests. Advanced quests are kind of just useless at the moment because of the limited quests, but I think that people will start running these again once they are rotated out next week. I find it odd that they're adding another advanced quest when people really only run these for leveling now, as far as I know. Seems like too little too late. I know they're adding a Sharodia one pretty soon. Ultimate quests are definitely something that is pretty much dead right now. There's not really anybody running it because the power creep has increased quite a bit just in the past, what has it been, like a year and a half or so that they've had these. There's just like not much of an incentive to come here anymore. Like there's a title that I never got for clearing it, Amdusha, in under 7 minutes to get the 12-star arm set, or arm unit, and I can't even get a party right now. If I try to find one, you have like 1 or 2 people running it. You can't clear it in 7 minutes with only 2 people. Challenge quests, I hear Battle Arena is pretty much the same thing. A lot of people are upset that they are really pushing Buster quests, and they're going to use those to replace the free fields, and I find that to be a really odd decision because free fields, when you first start this game, when you're not at end game, when you're on a fresh account, level 1, no client orders, no photon arts, no titles, no anything, that's what you're doing the whole time. You're doing arcs quests and free fields, but now they've really de-emphasized these because a lot of them don't have extra hard. You only have 3 to choose from for extra hard. All this other stuff is pretty much just face rolled by extra hard gear. So you're dealing with a lot of bored endgame players. Like, you have a lot to do in this game if you start from scratch, but if you've been playing for a long time, there's like just not really a whole lot to keep you engaged. I think even now, I'm wondering what the player retention rate is now that you don't need to idle as much to get into an EQ. Like, the quest is going to start in about 5 minutes, and I just logged on just like a couple minutes ago before I made this video. I don't even think people are even idling in the lobby anymore because they've added the cross-block matching, so I wonder how much that's affected the population. I hope that they will to make some improvements. There's a lot of ways they could revitalize or revamp the old content and keep people playing. Extra hard in this game, for all intents and purposes, is that they just add a couple digits to the HP, make them hit harder, and slightly change the drop table. It can't possibly take that much effort, but for some reason they have been just really neglecting that part of the game. I hope that things will get better. Like, I haven't really wanted to pay for premium on this because I knew that I'd get burnt out pretty quickly. I think once I get Hero to 80, or maybe even before that, the Buster quests don't really look like they're going to be my cup of tea. I never really liked the tower defense missions in this because they just they're frustrating, they're stressful, and the rewards like really aren't worth it. If that's going to be their main method of having new content in episode 5, I think they're going to have to rethink things because pretty much everything else they've added has really not lasted that long. Like, Battle Arena is like one of the most recent game modes that they've added, and I've never even actually done it. I hear it's pretty much on life support right now, so I don't know what their plan is, to have the main gameplay component of this episode be something that probably isn't going to have too many people playing after the first month or two. I think that poses a really big issue. They're going to have a really hard time keeping people interested. There are a lot of people who already have pretty much the best gear in the game right now, the current meta, and there's no real reason for them to play anymore. Like, I have the whole carrot on a stick thing because I was not playing for a year and I have a lot of catch up to do. There's a lot of things that I missed out on because I got burnt out on the game. But you have to think about most of the money that they get, from the microtransactions comes from the whales, the people who play a lot. Even if you're not a whale, like I just bought an extra 50 inventory slots so that I wouldn't have to, frantically put stuff in my storage during emergency quests. But there are a lot of people in the end game. They pretty much fund the game for everybody else, and they're not really doing a good job at making sure that those people stay interested and engaged, so that they keep coming back. Anyway, I just wanted to put this out. It's been a pretty big subject for a lot of people, especially since they announced their whole goal with the Buster Quest, and a lot of people are really skeptical that it's going to be as popular as they think. We'll see what happens. I'll probably put up a run of it next week. Catch you guys later. Peace.